I know, man. We hearing so much noise about the All-Star game and people, not even All-Stars seeing the floor. You got rising stars seeing the floor now, and second-year guys, rookie guys playing on All-Star weekend against actual All-Stars. So it's a lot of nonsense going on, and I understand where a lot of people are coming from, and I understand where a lot of you all are coming from as well in these same sort of complaints. And the thing here with the All-Star game, I'm not upset that they tried something new. I know it didn't work out. It didn't turn out to be one of the greatest things ever, but I mean, keep in mind, they've also been on a downward trajectory in terms of making All-Star Weekend a fun, eventful type of thing for spectators to look at on the weekend. And always, I don't know why, they always just have it on Valentine's Day weekend, which is just crazy to me. But the thing about this new format where you got the multiple games, it was 3 games total, 4 different teams. The Rising Stars was included in the teams. All of that stuff is whatever. I didn't think it was the worst idea in the world, but the thing I did not like is the 40-point total. It just happened to go by so quick, and obviously it's that way because you got to see multiple teams play. But the thing is, we also did not see a lot of play time within the All-Star weekend. Correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to call in, do whatever you got to do. Fact check yourself. But I seen a graphic, and it was saying we saw over 2 hours of commercials and performances and singing and all type of jokes, but only 35 minutes of actual playing time with basketball. That's a problem. I think if we had it where we seen a lot more actual basketball in terms of these teams playing against each other, maybe they played to 60, maybe they played to 65, who knows? And you didn't add 45 minutes in between each game, then we would probably be all right with this type of format. Or at least you wouldn't have as many people crying about it. Now, crying is always going to be the easiest thing for a lot of people to do. It always gets the most attention whenever you talk negative about anything. But I do want to say, I think this is something the NBA can improve on. They stepped away from the NBA Eastern versus Western team. But this is a year you could have potentially done that because the stardom on each conference is actually somewhat similar. You look at the Western Conference, they got a lot of older guys. Steph Curry, Dame's not over there no more, but Steph Curry, LeBron, maybe Devin Booker would have got in there, Kevin Durant. You got a lot of talent over there. SGA would have been over in the West. And then the Eastern Conference would have been just as jumping too because you got you got a lot of other. Dame is over there now. You got Giannis. You got, Tyrese Halliburton. You got the talent is just about even. Jalen Brunson is even on the Eastern Conference. So I think this would have been a year for the NBA to try that East versus West All-Star game again, just because the talent is somewhat equal again. But you got stars on both sides, and it's not a Western Conference dominant stardom type of team if you do East versus West. Now, that would have been cool to me. However, one of the things they should 1,000% include, and this has been in talks literally since the All-Star game ended yesterday, they've been talking about adding one-on-one, 1v1 type of competition. I've been screaming 1v1 from the top of my lungs for a couple of years now. Whether you've heard it or not, just know I've been screaming the NBA needs to convert to some sort of 1v1 format for the All-Star game. You can add an All-Star game where guys play each other, but maybe it's on less time, but just something where it's going to give a competitive edge to the game and it makes it entertaining because nobody is going to want to get embarrassed if you're out there playing 1v1. And then if you separate the 1v1 category from guards to centers and forwards, like you get great basketball. Imagine watching a Kay Cunningham versus SGA, Damian Lillard versus Steph Curry, like Jalen Brunson versus LaMelo. Like you would see some crazy matchups, and the winner of all the pool of guards would be the winner of the MVP, whatever, the trophy. They get a trophy, whatever. However you want to conclude it, that's how you would do that. But I know for me personally, I would love to see a Donovan Mitchell versus the Jalen Brunson 1v1 or Cade Cunningham versus the SGA 1-on-1 in an All-Star weekend. And everybody's going to play hard because you don't want to get out there and get deuced up on TV. Put a little shot clock on it, maybe a 10-second count where guys got to score within that 10-second time period, and then you're golden. Forwards would be just as elite. Forwards and centers would be just as elite. Kevin Durant, Victor Wembanyama, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic. LeBron James versus Kevin Durant. Like, I mean, bro, it has a lot of potential. Has a lot of potential on it. And I'm on board with, you know, adding some sort of one-on-one. The thing that, you know, I think is hurting the league right now, All-Star Weekend wise is, you know, obviously they got the charity things where teams get the charity, but no, bro, you got to give these guys funds. It's getting to a point in the NBA where guys don't want to play if they're not going to get paid. And I get it, bro, because who the hell would want to go to work for free if they're not getting paid for it, especially when you can end up getting hurt and then now you really miss out on your bucks. So it's at a point where guys are not touching the floor, not going to give effort unless they're getting paid. So what the NBA needs to do is take all that money from the in-season tournament and figure out what you got to do financially and add it to the All-Star game. Winner of the All-Star game gets this amount of money. Each team, if you're going to do 2 teams, the winning team gets this much amount of money and it goes into each player's pocket. Don't do that charity BS, bro. Stop with all of that because the players aren't pocketing that money. And yeah, they might want their charities to win for the kids and stuff. But at the end of the day, if you say this much money, $250,000 is going to each player that wins, that's on the winning team, I guarantee you, guys go out there and they play their tail off. Because look what happened in the in-season tournament. We think it's a joke, but guys still give top 10, they give full effort in-season tournament because they want to win that bag. So I'm just saying, bro, they got to come up with something that's going to just bring more incentive for guys actually playing hard on the floor All-Star weekend. I mean, you already added the restrictions of you cannot be an all-star if you don't play a certain amount of games, and that's on the right track. I think that's actually turned out to be somewhat beneficial. But hey, man, you gotta get these guys some cash if you want them to play hard. That's the only way. Guys are getting really smart now, and they're like, yo, I'm not playing hard. I'm not risking anything. I'm chilling. I'm gonna throw up some crazy shots. I'm not playing defense. I'm not giving effort. None of that stuff. Which is crazy. You know, All-Star Weekend has never really been a time where guys were getting hurt, but it's just something, you know, I mean, you got to consider, and it is a risk at the end of the day, asking guys to do a job they're not really getting paid for. It is an honor as well to be there on All-Star Weekend and actually be named an All-Star and play in an All-Star game. But guys are getting smarter now. They not moving if that bag ain't talking. And I ain't mad at them, because who the hell would want to go to work for free? I damn sure ain't doing it. And I know damn sure you ain't probably doing it either. So you can't be mad at the NBA guys when they're like, oh, All-Star Weekend, thank you, I'm glad to be here, but I'm going to just, you know, I ain't going to play defense. I'm going to just chuck up shots. I'm going to just chill out. If you want them to play hard, you need to add the cash incentive. That's the only way. And don't do no cash incentive that's going to a charity. No, you need to say cash incentive. It's going in the pocket of everyone on that team who wins. Guarantee from that point on, we will see some great basketball. Easily. All right, look, man, so we got a voicemail caller. We're going to take a quick break, jump into some voicemails. We got some news as well, and then we're going to wrap up. But go ahead. Don't go anywhere, actually. Don't go anywhere. We're going to jump into the voicemail calls. You got one quick ad, and that's it, man. Then don't go anywhere. It ain't even long. Anyway, we'll be right back. It's halftime.